This video is sponsored by Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. Click on the link in the description and use the code PackerMan to save 10% on any order.
What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? This is the PackerMan. Welcome to this edition of The Fuel, where we are going to be talking about the 2023 Alsco Uniforms 300 NASCAR Xfinity Series race at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This race was more clean than the truck race was. Had half as many cautions, a few more pure lead changes, which I actually like, and much like the truck series race, the third stage went caution-free, which was pretty surprising. What I noted about the race, though, was the young guns making an appearance, like Chandler Smith in the 16 car. Of course, he was in the truck series driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports, but then moved up to Xfinity. Christian Eckes also did the same. Or no, Christian Eckes actually moved over to the 19 truck, that's right. But Chandler Smith moved up, and I think he is proving right off the bat that he is a talent to watch, because he started from the pole in this race and led 118 laps on the day and looked like he was on his way to his first career win, and he's still in single digits in career starts in the Xfinity Series, so that just goes to show you how talented he is. That third and final stage went caution free, like I said, and it was kind of a love letter to old school NASCAR, I guess, in a way, because it went caution free. We had a sequence of green flag stops. You had a case where Chandler Smith was good on the long runs, or good on the short runs, and then you had Austin Hill, who's suddenly coming to his own. I mean, the only races he had won before were super speedways, but seems like he's finally coming into his own as a driver. And it got down to the point in the race, late in the race, where Smith was, his car was starting to give up a little bit, and Austin Hill was coming. Justin Allgaier was also right there as well. He was also catching the two of them. And there was an odd point in the race where he got penalized for a restart violation. I'm like, huh? But then they said that he went below the white line before the start-finish line, which I guess you're not allowed to do. Why weren't we aware of this to begin with? I mean, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people question the integrity of NASCAR's rulebook, because I mean, it just seems like they make up shit on the fly on a lot of occasions, and it's like, this is why you need to start posting your rulebook online and have it, and you can do it. I mean, you can have it where you can update it, you know, when it needs to be. I mean, they just refuse to do it because they're too goddamn lazy to do so. But anyways, getting back to the finish of this race, it was getting pretty interesting. You had Chandler Smith, Austin Hill, and Justin Allgaier at the end, all three of which could have won. But coming to the white flag, Austin Hill managed to get a run in turns 3 and 4. Chandler Smith couldn't get to the bottom. His car was pushing up, able to make the pass clean off of turn 4 and drove away. Allgaier tried to get to Austin Hill in 3 and 4, but couldn't quite get there. And Austin Hill wins the race and gets his 4th career win. And he's off to a pretty damn good start. He certainly changed my opinion of him, that's for damn sure, because before he was just known as a super speedway winner, and now it seems like he's getting good at some of the other tracks as well, which is what you need to win a championship. So, good for him. Richard Childress Racing as a whole is off to a pretty damn good start, because they've won twice in Xfinity with Austin Hill, and of course Kyle Busch won the Cup race last week, so Richard Childress Racing is suddenly on the uptick once again. Of course, acquiring Kyle Busch in the offseason, I think, has really provided that team with a lot of momentum, to say the least. But, yeah, I thought this was a pretty good race overall. I mean, the third stage did drag a little bit because, you know, Chandler Smith had gotten out to a lead and it seemed like nobody could catch him. Yeah, it was kind of like that. But it wasn't like the truck race where Kyle Busch drove away and nobody could catch him. I mean, Zane Smith tried to close the gap in that race a little bit, but, I mean, by then it was too little too late. I think Kyle still ended up winning by like 4 seconds or something like that. Whereas in this one, it wasn't academics, and it's like, oh, there's actually some doubt here. So I think that made things a little bit interesting, and I think the slow burn really helped this race a lot. So yeah, it was pretty clean. There were still some cautions, but there weren't any like big wrecks or anything like that. It was just spins and stuff like that, much like we saw in the truck race, except in the truck race it seemed like there was one after the other after the other after the other, especially in stage 2. But here, I mean, it was just every so often people would spin out, you know, and that's just how it went, you know, and there was only 3 of those, so I can't really complain too much. And you know, seeing the finish, even though it wasn't a side-by-side finish, but it was an exciting battle for the win. I mean, that's all you really can ask for in NASCAR these days. So my final rating for the 2023 Alsco Uniforms 300 is a 7 out of 10.
What's happening, ladies and germs? Thank you for watching tonight's video. If you're interested in sponsoring the channel, there is a link to my Patreon down in the description box below. Otherwise, hit like and subscribe if you want to continue watching great content like you saw today. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out.